however you get better wrestling week to week. But at least continue making those wins and losses important.
Yeah, that's definitely a big key. I agree with you for sure. I guess I also wonder, I guess a big piece of it will be what, if any, right, or what number of casual fans will start to pick up one or both of these shows, and then what matters to people, right, if they're trying to start to get back into watching wrestling. One of the big differences between the two shows, at least at first, is going to be that AEW is running these arenas where they're going to have between 9 and 15,000 or whatever it is people in their arenas, and NXT is going to still be taping at a Full Sail, right? So they're going to have
800 to 1,000.
Yeah, so like 1,000 or less, right? So I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of format or what kind of visual people are interested in terms of the crowd, and will AEW actually look more big league because they are running big arenas and they have guys like Chris Jericho and Jim Ross on the show versus NXT, who has lesser known people by the common wrestling fan that would be on it, even from the announcers all the way down to the wrestlers on the roster. So I don't know. Well, I guess that's going to be part of it too. There's going to be some differences, and we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, like we said, NXT is going to get a jump start for a couple weeks, so that'll allow people.
Let them have it, baby. Let them have it. I'm not worried. I'm team AEW all the way. I'm such a mark. But no, listen. I like the idea of going head to head, because back in the day when you and I would watch Raw and Nitro head to head, there was that certain level of unpredictability, because they want to, if somebody switches the channel, if I'm watching Bianca Belair and Mia Yim, for example, and I'm like, oh, this match is dragging on, or it's not a good match. No offense to those two, I'm choosing as an example. Or there's a terrible in-ring promo segment for 35 minutes with the Velveteen gimmick, who I'm kind of tired of, right? And I flip the channel over, and I see action, and I see Angelico and Jack Evans versus Best Friends, and it's a good match. I'm probably going to stick with the Angelico and Jack Evans and the Best Friends match, because it really hooked my interest in, because it's a better match. And who knows if we're going to have that channel flipping thing like we used to do back in the day. Just so you young pubes know, back in the day, it wasn't you couldn't DVR things, right? So
why did you? What is?
Part of me meant to say rubes, and it kind of came out pubes.
It kind of came out pubes.
Yeah,
it came out pubes. That was
actually, I think also because I saw Jim Cornette call David Starr a pube face last week. It
really resonated with
really, yeah. It's not something I ever heard. But it also makes you wonder if NXT is going to have to go out and get some more talent, or if they're going to bring some of the talent from the main roster that they're not using, Bobby Roode, to NXT to boost up the product. I don't know. I'm not a guy that books shows, Joe. I'm just a guy that watches professional wrestling, and I know what I like. You know what I like this week? You're going to sit there and say, Mike, what's your match of the week? Take a seat, pal. I'm going to tell you. And it's the first time in God knows how long I watched SmackDown. But my match of the week is Buddy Murphy and Daniel Bryan. Buddy Murphy is my dude. The best kept secret. The guy who uses all of Will Ospreay's and Kenny Omega's moves. Just kidding. He does. It's kind of his thing. But he has had a really good match last week with Roman, I believe, right?
Yes.
And then this week's match, a clean 1-2-3 pin me, pain me in the center of the ring over Daniel Bryan. You could not get a bigger win on TV on SmackDown than that one, and I thought that was a great match. So Buddy Murphy, Daniel Bryan gets my match of the week.
Yep, definitely a good choice right there. I mean, as far as what was on TV this week, there wasn't too much great from what I watched in terms of match quality, like a match of the year type thing from MLW or Ring of Honor. So I think Murphy and Debray is probably the best choice. I think there was some decent King of the Ring matches this week too. Cesaro and Samoa Joe wasn't bad.
It wasn't good. Sorry, I'm so off the Samoa Joe train. Cedric and Sami Zayn had a good match.
Did they? I think I missed that one.
Sami Zayn lost 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring. And then he teamed with, he came out of the partnership with Shinsuke Nakamura. Interesting. I like it. Love Sami Zayn. Like Nakamura. Hopefully this rejuvenates his career. Anything Baron Corbin, he did some really great stuff this week, right? He wore like a spaghetti strap. Loser.
That about wraps it up for this week's episode of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. I think we just have to hit the PowerSlam.tv gimmick before we get out of here this week, right?
Funny you should say that. Speaking of PowerSlam.tv, because new Progress is up. Progress Cheer Up Juice came out on PowerSlam TV this week. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I really want to... I've heard a lot of good things about Defy. And if you follow the Instagram Pro Wrestling 5-Star, the dude puts up great matches that you should be watching or you should have watched almost every single day. And one of the matches he was talking about this week was Kyle O'Reilly versus Cody Rhodes from Defy. And if you have PowerSlam.tv, you can go back and watch those matches. Some really good Red Dragon matches in there too. I think against Darby Allin and Matt Cross was another one. Sitting there, man, how do I watch Defy and PCW and all these? You use our promo code all night long, baby. Go to PowerSlam.tv, promo code all night long. Sorry, I blew Joe's eardrum out with that one. You get the first 30 days for free. Dude, you can't beat that. You know how much wrestling we could watch in 30 days? Now that the G1's over, my schedule's open from 5 to 8 a.m. every single morning. I'm at the gym. What am I going to watch? Well, what to watch for this week, by the way, while I sneak this in, hopefully it's up this week. It's probably not, probably next week. But Amazing Red versus Will Ospreay from the Super J Cup. If New Japan World posted sometime soon. That's a match I'm really looking forward to.
See you in September.
Yeah.
Super J Cup.
Follow us everywhere at All Night Long WP. Again, very quick show this week. I have the 4th pick in a 16-team snake draft. Joe has the 12th pick. Wish us luck. For another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, he's your host, he's a Stallion. I'm the fat guy, I'm the enforcer, and we're tapping out.